Archbishop Tutu is here in Toronto, and he's speaking to an audience. When was that, and what was that like?
When was it? It seems like 100 years ago, but it was probably closer to 25. He was in Toronto. I mean, Mandela was still in prison, so he was there promoting the anti-apartheid struggle, sanctions against South Africa, and it was a speech, and amazing speech. And at one point, he talks about employment equity, which, as you know, is really the legislated equity program that followed by Canada, kind of a kinder, gentler version of affirmative action in the United States. South Africa ended up following it, but he was talking about employment and he slipped. And at one point, he goes, human equity. And then he goes, oh, sorry. He goes, employment equity. And a little voice, I don't know where the little voice came from. Maybe it was undigested cheese. I don't know. But it was, it says, that's something. He said, did you hear what he said? Like, that's something. That human equity thing is something. And you need to follow that. And now the only thing the voice didn't say was, this is going to take you 20 years. But you follow it. And I did. And John, I started to think about it. Like, what is human equity? I didn't write anything about it until 2005. And I was surprised it was published. And then we had at least an article, but frankly, I knew nothing about it. And then there was a case study that was done and human equity showed up in it. And then I went to my lawyer and said, I think we should trademark it. And he goes, trademark what? I said, human equity. He goes, you can't trademark human equity. It doesn't mean it. It's like trademarking water because it doesn't mean anything. And I said, well, here's an article. I wrote this article. He goes, okay, well, let's try it. And we did. And we got it. We protected it. In Canada, we trademarked human equity, copyrighted it, but we still knew nothing about it. I knew nothing. And it wasn't until May of 2011 that finally the 100,000 pieces of this thing called human equity came together. And then the book was written not too long after that. And so it came out of a slip of a tongue from Archbishop Tutu.